Welcome back to another reaction to a One Piece chapter. Whoa, we've passed chapter 1100 last time. Hopefully I have the energy to make a good reaction this time. Like, I've heard a lot of things about this chapter, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that we're in a good place now in this story. Like, it's still the Kuma flashback, but you know, this whole arc, this whole final saga has been amazing. So, without further ado, you know the drill. Spoilers. Don't watch the reaction unless you're caught up. And this is not a market substitute. Uh, please support official release. Chapter 1101. Dear Bonney. 3 years ago, Mount Corvo. Kingdom of Goa, East Blue. Luffy's hometown. Gum Gum Axe. Dragon. You seem familiar with this island. Not only that, but when I went to stretch my legs earlier, I found a remote village on the outskirts. There was a young boy there. If you keep talking about this, you may as well kill me yourself. What do you mean? A child is their parents' weak spot. I'm sorry, I'll forget what I saw. Wait, so is that a flashback? Or... Oh... Okay, so the beginning is a flashback. And then we switch to grayscale. But that doesn't explain why he was there in the first place. He was there last chapter. That's where the chapter ended. And it seemed to be on a mission for the government, because now he's a warlord. He's no longer a revolutionary on the outside. So, wait, am I recording good? Ah. A little laggy. Whatever. What was I saying? So he sees Luffy, and then where he meets up with Dragon at Goa again? A child is their parents' weak spot. So he obviously is referring to Luffy after the fact. But that's so weird. We're jumping around the timeline. I'm confused. This very rarely happens. I'll forget what I saw. Okay, then we're back to him looking at Luffy. Is this a second time he's visiting Luffy? Like, what is his reason for going back a second time? What was his reason? What was his mission the first time? Unless this is still the first time, which makes no sense, because why would we jump ahead to him telling Dragon about Luffy? What an awesome finishing move. I'll save it for when I'm up against a super strong enemy. So that's why he used Axe against Arlong. It is a strong move. Yep. After I set sail and get my crew. I gotta be ready for when someone tries to take them away. Monkey D. Luffy, age 16. So this is right before he leaves, by 1 year at most. I won't ever let that happen, but if anyone tries it, blam, I'll give him a Gum Gum Axe to the face. Pretty cool, right? And he's scaring the animals. Don't worry, I won't eat wimps. Ring. Who's there? Weird, what was that feeling just now? It gave me the chills. I bet there's still some tough opponents around here. I'm gonna whoop them all before I set sail. He's grinding. It looks like he's in shape, even though we know that he didn't look like that before he set sail. Like, pre-time skip Luffy didn't have abs, but this Luffy seems to have abs. I don't know if that's a mistake or what, because he had abs after the time skip, more likely. Okay. Some pirates fled after raiding a nearby merchant ship. Your orders are to blow those lowlifes out of the water. They came out of nowhere. We need to get the wounded to the nearest hospital. Okay. Kuma, come in. What are you doing? I'll go on ahead with them. The rest of you should follow as soon as you can. Thank you so much. We thought they weren't going to make it. Kuma, respond immediately. Turn yourselves in. Wait, we didn't mean nothing by it. We'll give everything back. Everybody, fork over all your loot. It ain't worth our lives. Dear Bonney, the world is full of beauty that can't be captured in photos or picture books. I long to see your bright smiling face as you experience such wonders for yourself. Meanwhile, in the kingdom of Sorbet. Is it here yet? 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 How about now? Come on. I'm sure he's very busy with work. That or the news coups keep messing up. But Daddy said he'd write a whole bunch of letters. Now, dear, letters have to go on a long trek on their own, you know. One will turn up sooner or later, Bonney. You'll see. What have we here? A newspaper and another heartwarming letter. Put this in the church's mailbox. Yes, ma'am. Is it a letter? Nah, just the morning paper. Yep, I already saw this spoiler. Another one? Yeah, how many does this make? He's sending around 10 a month, so that's a fair few. 10 a month. How's he finding so much to write about? To Bonney. Ugh, how mushy can you get? One last thing, Bonney. You're probably sick of me saying this, but I love you so much. I'll be sure to write again soon. Go, let's spar. Again? Come on, Bonney. How about some Jenga instead? She does love playing Jenga. That's in her SBS trivia. I know for a fact that one of her hobbies is playing Jenga. Oh, that's a good remembering. You know, I'm glad I would remember to do that. I said I want to fight. Bonney-chan, it's time for your medicine. Am I imagining things? I could have sworn Bonney was huge just now. Oh. Is she keeping a secret, her age fruit? Yuck, does this medicine have to be this bitter? That just means it's working. That's also a callback to Drum Island, I think. Yeah, here, look. As if this is just some horrid lemon-flavored placebo. Japanese used ramune, which is lemonade-like soft drink. Wait a minute. If she's getting placebo, does that mean she doesn't need medicine, or does that mean the government is trying to kill her? Because that's a bit concerning. Hey, Granny Connie, why are we hiding Bonning's abilities again? To be safe, you know what they say, a talented hawk hides its claws. Navy Science Division Lab 8. Amazing, Doctor. I can't believe you did it. Now we just have to lift the brain and lab using island clouds. About half of what you see here is holographic. I had planned for Punk Hazard to be like this too, you know. I must admit that cut suits you. Pepe, I feel light as a feather. Ah, so he finally cut his head off. Kuma, I heard you're going to lose your sense of individuality. I wonder which of us has the most checkered fate. The human that lacks free will or the clone that doesn't. Wow, so she knows she's a clone. That's interesting. Knock it off, Stussy. You're just as human as the rest of us. Now, I believe that in a previous chapter, a long time ago, in the Egghead arc, one of the chapters started with a quote saying, she's just as human as the rest of us. Now, at that point in time, it didn't specify who's talking or who they're referring to, but I knew for a fact, I was almost pretty sure that was Vegapunk talking about Stussy, the first successful clone, being a real person. But there was also a chance that Bonney was the clone, because at that point, I don't think it was revealed. But now we know. You're just as human as the rest of us in Vegapunk's eyes. What exactly should I expect when my personality is erased? I'll put it like this. You may already have a reputation for being totally obedient, but what would you do if you were asked to kill a child? What it means is, you'll lose not only your memories, but any empathy or humanity holding you back from fulfilling such a command. That being said, you should retain some degree of free will until the process is fully complete. That'll give you roughly 1 more year. Yeah, I was always a little curious about that, because right before Marineford, Kuma was independent. He didn't have any personality, but we didn't know at the time whether or not that was normal or not for him. You know, being so stoic. Now, unless Bonnie's around, there's really no comparison. He's always been kind of quiet, but he used to be happy, and he hasn't been happy since his introduction in the pre-time skip. Another letter? I'll keep writing till I run out of time. Bonney deserves to know how I feel. I want to send her a whole lifetime's worth of love before this year's over. How sweet. Bonnie's almost 9 now. I wonder how big she's gotten. Do you think she's changed a lot? Ha. I don't know when you'll get this letter, but happy birthday, Bonney. I'm back at Vegapunk's lab. Things are busy around here. Happy birthday, Bonney. Congratulations. Granny Connie made an extra special giant pizza for you. Yeah, her favorite food is pizza. Thanks, I love it. So good. Nothing. There's still no letter. Daddy, I'm 9 now. You said you'd write. Ah, she feels betrayed. I should have seen that coming. And so another half a year passed without a single letter reaching the church. Reaching the inside, you mean? Revolutionary Army HQ Baltigo. Kuma came to the rescue again? Yeah, it's just like all those other times. The revolutionary forces were on the ropes. Then he swooped in to save us at the last minute. After that, he left without saying a word. Oh, so he's still helping the Revolutionary Army on the down low. If Kuma wishes not to be followed, we have to respect that. Kuma-san. I'm sure he has his reasons for keeping us in the dark. Man, he's like a vigilante. Because he can't blow his cover. I mean, they knew what he used to be, but he can't blow the cover that he's still doing it. I'm all better. Look, the stones are completely gone. I can finally go outside. Not a chance, Bonney-chan. You must stay put. We've been told to keep you under close supervision until your 10th birthday. You liar. Vegapunk said I'd be fine after a year, and that was a year ago. I forbid it. So, another thing. I remember that the nurse, Alpha, last chapter, I said that it's Khalifa, but that timeline doesn't match up because Khalifa has been, for 5 years, in Water 7, being Iceberg's secretary. So this, in my theory, revised, isn't Khalifa, but a twin sister of hers, or some other relative. Maybe not a twin, but most likely a sister, because we know that Khalifa is a legacy agent. Her father was also in Cypherpole, so I wouldn't be surprised if he had 2 daughters. So, yeah, it could be twins with names like Alufa, Khalifa. They look the same, and she's in CP8, you know, Khalifa's in CP9, at this point in time, in Water 7. Alpha and the others are government intelligence agents. What? Shh. They let it slip while they were getting drinks in town. Apparently your disease has been cured for a while now. Really? Okay. Connie the goat. And man, those CP agents really love blabbing in town, because we know that CP9 wasn't that careless, unless you count Fukuro. Fuguro and his big mouth chapapa. So, yeah, it happens. Unprofessional. Bad spies. We must be missing something. Why would they keep a perfectly healthy young girl trapped inside for another 6 months? Also, I find it hard to believe that Kuma wouldn't send a single letter. Yeah. They're figuring it out. I've already sorted everything out with the Gyogyo and the others. Head for the port, Bonney. Sail the seas and go find your father. So that's why she became a pirate, to find... And we know that one of the first things we hear from her in Sabori, after her introduction, of course, was that when all the pacifistas show up, everyone who meets a pacifista on the island, because there were more than one, thought it was the original Kuma, because not everyone knew about pacifistas. So they were like, a warlord is here, a warlord is here. And Bonney said, a warlord? Which means that even at that point in time, we knew, or Oda knew, that there was some connection between Bonney, who he just invented at the last minute, and Kuma. Because she was chasing a warlord, and we know now that it's Kuma. So it can't be a coincidence that Oda made that connection. So he was really, really, really setting something up. But he obviously didn't have every detail. Because it wasn't until Reverie that we were almost certain that there's a relationship between her and Kuma, because that's when we figured stuff out. When she snuck in to Reverie, which was so long after Saboti. That was pre-time skip, you know, when the pacifistas came. Can I really do it? Gyogyo and the rest aren't your average fishermen. They're a strong pack of hooligans. I'm sure the pirates and sea beasts will turn tail once they see them in action. They'll be there to help you find Kuma. I'm going back to the palace. I see. Take care. Oh? So this is the outside world. Oh, that's Bonney disguised as Connie. And wearing her hat. So this is the outside world. There's so much dirt and grass. Look at the sky. There's the sun. This is her first time seeing the sky. Bonney's actually walking outside. It's a miracle. There really is a God. I never thought I'd see the day. Man. Bonney over here. Gyo-gyo, Tots, Potato. Look, everyone. I'm really outside. Where's Bonney? I just saw the Queen Dowager outside. What the hell is going on? It's me, Bonney. You lying old prune. Set sail. Wow. They look like they're on Big Mom's crew with that ship. Even though they're not. It just looks like it. And the Jolly Roger is a fish skeleton? Ha! Crossbones. We made the ship look like a pizza for you. Oh, it's a pizza. I thought it was a cake at first. Hold it right there. Alpha found us. You think you can get away from me? I'll beat you to within an inch of your life. Enough of this charade. I'll keep you chained up day and night. That'll make things much easier. She's flying towards us. Oh, she can use moonwalk. No surprise. With being CP8 is close enough to CP9. Trying to remember. Yeah. That's one of the 6 powers. I was ordered to eliminate any accomplices. Hey, Daddy, what did Nika look like? No one knows. Distorted future. Bonney? But they say his body was all rubbery, and there was no limit to what he could do in a fight. Give me a Nika-ish future. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I already heard about this in a panel online, but I am still impressed. So she already knows how to use distorted future in order to choose what her future looks like. And she chose a future in which she is Nika, which makes no sense unless her age fruit is way more broken than I thought, because she can choose any future. Unless it's just a coincidence, the way Oars wasn't really stretching, but his shadow made him stretch using, Moria logic. Maybe it's that kind of loophole, or maybe she literally can choose any future. Like, I'm gonna choose Flame future. I'm gonna choose Gravity future. I'm gonna choose Kaido's Dragon future. That's still a bit of a stretch. Pun intended. Break next week. Right. And then after that is Christmas. 2 weeks from now. The government would soon receive word that their hostage Bonney escaped to find her father. Like Luffy and the others, her vessel would gain fame. It would go from a humble fishing boat to an infamous pirate ship in the new era. A young girl heading for the future. Man, her fruit is insanely good. Very, very broken. And I made good time reading this chapter. Okay. I think that's enough. Oh boy, that was a good chapter. Okay. So, but we still don't get any interaction between Kuma and Luffy, because he didn't let him see him. It's a bit disappointing, but it makes complete sense, because we don't want any plot holes. We don't want any retcons. Order's better than that most of the time. So let's not go too far. But still, he told Dragon. Dragon was like, "Hey, that's my weakness," and Kuma's like, "I got you." Okay. Now, I was predicting before I read this chapter that there was going to be some reason related to Ace that he was there, because he was under orders from the government to go to Fuchsia Village. That's what I understood last chapter. And we know that CP9 discovered, don't know when, but probably around this time, that Ace is Roger's son. And Ace, before he left, lived in Fuchsia Village, technically adjacent. Mount Corvo, Goa Kingdom, Dawn Island, East Blue. So, Ace is not related to Dragon, but CP8 found out, or Cypher Pulse found out about him, and we know that the first time that Kuma meets the Straw Hats on Thriller Bark, before all the fighting happened, he runs into Nami and asks her, is it true that Fire Fist Ace is Luffy's brother? Now, at that point in time, Ace was captured, so that was the relationship, like the reason, the context for that conversation. But then, when last chapter revealed that he was in Fuchsia Village, I was like, wait, is this around the time that he makes some connection between Luffy and Ace? Actually, none of that was confirmed, so I'm a little bit confused and a little bit disappointed because, because the main theory that most people agree with is that Roger wanted Ace, and Shanks also wanted Ace to be the next Pirate King, the chosen one, Joy Boy. And we know Luffy became Joy Boy because he got the Devil Fruit before Ace did. But it's not confirmed that that was Shanks' intention. That's just the main theory. And I think it's a good, solid theory. Practically solid. Now we have another person who's following Joy Boy, and that is Kuma's adopted daughter Bonney with the Age Fruit, which is a very broken Devil Fruit. Now I'm getting a better look at how she beat up Alpha. Yep, well, that's the end of the chapter. Not much more to talk about. I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next chapter. I also finished reading this week's My Hero Academia chapter. It's really good. It's the final arc in MHA. Really good. Really enjoying it. And that's enough. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, and stay tuned. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.